What's up, everybody? Welcome back and happy Monday. I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers, bringing you your daily hail forecast, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, American Contractor, and Atlas. And they're linked as always in the description to this video, so go ahead and check them out on Facebook. So for this whole week, we actually have some back-to-back-to-back severe weather risks all the way through Wednesday. So we're going to get you through until then. But for today, we got Midwest risks and Texas risks on the table. Some could see hail, some could see tornadoes, and again, we'll talk about it. And then into tomorrow, we've got more through the South Plains, through the Midwest, and then it could potentially be kind of the South Plains show through the middle part of the week. So again, lots on the agenda for this late October forecast here. But before we get into our weather, come see us tomorrow at the Atlas All-Star Stadium Tour. This is the finale, guys. This is the last one in Frisco, Texas, and Derek is still the keynote speaker. So come out, hear and see what he has to say. If you guys want to register for that, it is at atlasroofing.com/events. So now getting into our forecast here, all right. We got this low pressure system that is moving onshore and into the central part of the U.S. With that, we've got a couple different features here, all right? We got one low pressure area that's kind of out near the Rocky Mountain High Plains here and dropping a dry line down through the central and southern U.S. All right, so that's going to be one forcing area for storms. Then we have another low pressure system that's way up in Canada, but it's dropping that cold front down through the North Plains and the upper Midwest, and that's going to drive those Minnesota storms into today through tonight. All right, so everything's going to shift off to the east, and then we'll see more storms kind of trailing along that cold front, lots of rain for you guys in the central Mississippi Valley here up through the Ohio Valley. And then waiting on this dry line to continue producing storms through Texas and Oklahoma through your Wednesday as that surges off to the east. And then there it is, behind all of that cold weather, got a snowstorm ready for Montana, parts of Idaho there, and Wyoming. Got some winter storm watches in effect right now for you guys, all from that system. So for right now, got some clear skies out in Minnesota and some rain and clouds working their way out of Wisconsin. And we've got a bit to wait for these storms to develop. This is going to be a late evening through the overnight type of thing. So got some time for all of those high dew points to head up into the area, that cold front to move through and spark some storms through this area that's clear right now. Then down in Texas, got a whole bunch of rain, some scattered clouds from the remnants of Tropical Cyclone Norma, and this is just kind of moving out of the way. But out through the western part of the state is where we could potentially see some more severe weather active later today. So for the rest of us, it's dry. I mean, nicer through the eastern U.S. and the central part of the nation, sitting in the 50s and 60s out east, and a little bit warmer in the central part of the U.S., 75 in Oklahoma City, 85 in Houston, but otherwise feeling like fall. Dew points wise, we got the best moisture through the central part of the U.S., 64-degree dew points in Wichita, 69 degrees in Dallas, 70 in New Orleans. A little drier once we get up into the Midwest, but again, we got some time into tonight to see if those can make their way all the way up north and get us a little bit more instability for those storms. So speaking of instability, all right, this is what our models are picking up on in terms of that through that area for our storm risk, okay? So by midnight, again, it's going to be a late one. By midnight, we got those higher values tracking up through the southern part of Minnesota and the western part of Wisconsin. Could potentially make its way up into Minneapolis with some better environmental conditions for hail overall before everything tracks off to the east through the late overnight and into tomorrow morning. So putting that all together, here's what it's looking like. Super clear and dry through the day and the late afternoon. Then we start to get those storms popping up along I-90 by around midnight. Those could potentially produce some large hail if they stay isolated. Tracking up, potentially getting a run at Minneapolis around 2 a.m., now hitting La Crosse as well. And then all of those isolated storms get real messy once they start tracking towards Green Bay through the late overnight, early morning. So for hail, we could probably see up to golf balls today. with any of those isolated storms that track through. Anything else could produce, potentially some quarters, half dollars, and some gusty winds here and there. Now for Texas, totally different story, all right? This is all this tropical stuff tracking up on shore here from, the tracking inland, I guess, and could potentially get some spin on those, produce some tornadoes. Is going to be the primary threat with these. Not really looking at hail into today with those storms as they track up to the northeast, across like San Angelo, and then up into potentially Abilene for today, and then it should clear out into tomorrow. So for hail, focusing on our Midwest risk for today. Ping pong to golf ball size stones possible with those storms initiating and then staying singular. And then, once things get real messy towards Green Bay, got to drop it down into a quarter to half dollar risk for you guys. Low end across the board, hail instances are going to be pretty scattered today in terms of severity. But, lots of storms to go around, lots of heavy rain, and some hail here and there. So low end chances across the board for Minneapolis, La Crosse, Green Bay, but could see up to golf balls today. Then for tornadoes, now we're looking down towards Texas for those. If you guys are in like San Angelo, Del Rio, where we're seeing some of those isolated cells come up into Texas, could possibly see some rotation, get a couple of brief scattered tornadoes through that area for this afternoon and evening. Then tomorrow, we're back up into the Midwest. And could potentially see a resurgence of storms moving into Minnesota and Wisconsin by around 5 p.m. Got some scattered storms and then a whole mess out behind it. So in terms of large hail, not looking as great just because everything's kind of running over each other. But that's all going to move off into Wisconsin. And then by 8 p.m. Central, got just a whole mess of storms all the way from the Great Lakes all the way out into central and southern Minnesota. Yeah, Missouri's safe for now. Could potentially get some heavy rain towards the later part of the week, and we'll take a look at that here in a second. But in terms of hail for Minnesota and Wisconsin, that's all going to be later tonight or later tomorrow night through the overnight hours as that whole band of rain and showers tracks into Michigan for your Wednesday morning. Then down into Texas. All right, another round for you guys. Got some more scattered storms developing by around 6 p.m. Got a couple of those that could produce some hail through there, like Midland, Odessa area, up into Lubbock. As that all moves off to the northeast, now we're looking at a line by around 12:30 in the morning, as it tends to do, and then track some wind through I-27 and off towards Abilene and Oklahoma City for your Wednesday morning. So for hail into tomorrow, both areas highlighted now. Going to keep it low. Quarters to half dollars for now through Minneapolis, Green Bay, La Crosse, and then also down through Texas. Going to really depend on forcing and instability that we can get tomorrow morning. And, we have to see how today's conditions play out to see what's going to happen into tomorrow. So El Paso, Midland, Lubbock, Roswell, all you guys are going to be in the hail risk for tomorrow for Texas, as well as that highlighted area up north. Then into your Wednesday. All right, now we're looking at potentially some severe storms creeping their way towards the central part of Texas around 5 p.m. Our low-res model here, but it's still showing some uptick in activity through just between west and central Texas, kind of the Wichita Falls corridor, like Childress area. Starting to see some uptick in activity through there by around 5 p.m. And then that slowly creeps up to the north through potentially Oklahoma City, and then off east through the rest of Oklahoma and Texas with some possibly severe weather Wednesday night into Thursday morning. So for now, here's that highlighted area. All risks on the table for that right now. Hail, wind, tornadoes, all possible. And we'll take a look into tomorrow to see how Wednesday looks out. But got that whole central Texas and southwestern Oklahoma area highlighted for potential severe weather for your Wednesday. And then leaving you with those rain chances. There it is. Across, the Mississippi Valley and the South Plains there. Could possibly get some really heavy rain just with the multiple rounds of storms that we're seeing through those same areas. So, Oklahoma City, Dallas area, Wichita Falls could possibly get a couple inches of rain accumulating all the way up through the upper Midwest for the next 5 days. So breaking it down one day at a time here. Got scattered storms today through like Texas, Midwest, etc. And then tomorrow kind of the same. We looked at both of those. Wednesday, got those heavy storms expected in the Central Plains, or Central and South Plains through Oklahoma City and Texas. And then that whole line goes up On Thursday, that's potentially where Missouri could get a ton of heavy rain, as well as all the way from Texas up into Wisconsin. Once again, it's going to kind of keep hitting that same corridor over and over and over until Friday, when things should potentially clear out and starting to see things drying out as well. So back to it for now for that fall severe season. So if you guys want updates on that, you can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Hit See First on Facebook so you never miss a live video, and smash that subscribe button everywhere else. And then if you want to get in contact with us, go ahead and scan the QR code up above me or click the link in the description to this video, and that gets you access to all of our live severe weather mapping products. If you have any questions about those, you can give us a call at 855-334-4245, email us at info@hailtrace.com, or check out hailtrace.com for more details. And we'll be back tomorrow with more info, but for now, I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.